JTH here again.
Mr. Tails Le Hero.
And right now, for all of you, we have part 3 of Apple Bucking with a Beauty.
Correct.
When we last left off, we cliffhanged it.
Yeah.
Like the evil bastard I am.
We're both evil bastards, come on.
Yeah. Okay. She turns her head back and winks at you. Go ahead. I'm fine with it. Taking a deep breath, you slowly reach out your hooves. Gently you place one on either side of her fold. Slowly you part the way. You notice Applejack sigh pleasantly from your touch. Focusing, you examined her parted petals. The moisture is more prevalent inside and reminds you of a familiar sight you once saw with a few of the mares you had gotten this far with. It's quite an entrancing sight. Afraid of lingering, you retract your hooves and back away from her. I see what you mean, you utter nervously. She turns around to get a proper look at you, then a smile remains on her face. You should feel quite flattered, she admits. Oh? You question. Yeah, I don't normally get like that, unless I'm tending to myself, she answers.
You know, to be honest, I think if I was in this guy's position and I had that chance to get a closer look, I probably would have had my face dug in there right then and there. What?
Dude, I'll say it again. You are one of the most perverted people I have ever met.
I'm just saying, the fucking story-wise. Give me a break, bro.
Your mind begins to wander, creating a mental image of Applejack pleasing herself, but then you come to a halt. You wonder why she would need to tend to her own needs. Surely some pony as amazing as her would have her pick of stallions. At least that's what you think. Applejack, what do you mean you tend to yourself? Don't you have any stallions asking you out all the time? You inquire. She lightly kicks her hoof along the dirt. Oh, shucks. How flattered you think so high of me, Bucky, but I'm not as popular with the stallions as you might think, she answers. Really? You respond, unable to believe her words. It's true. In fact, it's been quite a while since I last had the pleasure of a nice stallion, she replies, then you see her ears droop a little. Well, there were a few nice ones, but nice would be pushing it a bit for the last one.
Oh boy.
Her explanation whets your interest. The tone of her voice indicates a note of sorrow. What happened, if you don't mind me asking? Applejack places a hoop behind her head. You really want to know? She asks, seeking clarity from you. You simply nod. Okay then. She pauses to collect her thoughts. Her body language suggests that this is clearly something she doesn't want to share with just any pony. You immediately feel quite privileged when you make that connection. After casting out a sigh, Applejack explains, well, things were going fine between us. We both seemed to be really getting along well, or so I thought. Then the time came that he and I decided to take our relationship to the next level. You know, we were going to have some real fun. I guess I got a little excited and something about the way I talked seemed sour to his mood. She grows eerily silent. There was a strong sense of regret and sadness in her last sentence. Applejack brings her eyes to look at you and concludes, next thing I knew, he was going off on me and saying a bunch of really mean and hurtful things. He told me the way I talked was that of a poorly educated and a stupid pony. There was no way he wanted to go any further with a pony like me. And he said the most hurtful thing of all. He said no stallion would want to be with some pony like me. After that, he stormed out. Applejack pauses again to complete her recollection. By this point, you notice her voice was starting to break, and you see her body is clearly trembling from the harrowing emotions that these memories have dredged up. Part of you longs to reach out and comfort her, but you would feel out of place to do so. As you stand there silently listening, she finally says, after he departed, I stood there for a while. I couldn't believe how fast things went south. Shoo, I had no idea my mannerisms offended him so much. When we first started seeing each other, I had no idea my way of speaking bothered him. I guess he hid his true feelings for me, but since him I've not really been with any pony special. There have been a few stallions, but are either too shy or are taken. Or are like him, as soon as I talk, they lose interest. You continue to hang on to her every word, offering her your full attention.
Okay, I gotta say this. A woman with a southern accent is hot. I don't care what anyone says. If I go up to a chick and she's got that southern accent, that's hot. I mean, come on. Even when they dump you, it sounds good. Give me a break, man.
No, full attention. You strongly wish you could say something to comfort her, but the right words just seem to escape you. Applejack walks up to you again. You see tears slowly forming in her eyes. The sheer sight of her tears makes your heart sink and ache. She places a hoof on your shoulder. I'm so sorry, Bucky. Look at me. I'm a stronger pony than this, and now I'm crying and I'm most likely killing the mood. She sighs as tears begin trailing down her cheeks. At that point, you finally lose control of your restraint. You reach out your hooves and embrace her close to you. The words finally come to you, and you tell her, Applejack, it's all right. You are a strong pony. By letting out your emotions, you show great character, and don't worry about the mood. How can I worry about myself when you're in tears? I can't be happy if you're not happy. Your hoofs tighten around her as you hope to comfort her and show your deep-rooted feelings for her. This guy really loves her.
Yeah, no kidding.
She pulls back and looks at you through glassy eyes. A hopeful smile forms on her face as she hugs you back. Thank you. Thank you, Bucky. You're one of the nicest stallions I've ever met. You know, this is a side I only share with ponies I really feel comfortable with, she confesses. A warm feeling encompasses your heart as the two of you remain embraced. You begin running your left hoof across her back, continuing to comfort her. Applejack, I can't believe the nerve of that guy. Don't ever give his words a second thought. He's a complete jerk. Any stallion would be more than lucky to have you as his mare. I know I would. You profess unafraid of the remote chance of her rejecting you. You hear Applejack sigh from your kind words. Adjusting her head along your shoulder, she moves to nuzzle her cheek to yours. Her tear-dampened fur rubs softly against your cheek. You sigh contentedly, enjoying the touch of her cheek to yours. Fills you with a subtle joy. Applejack, you utter softly. You let go of her, and she moves ever so slightly back. Her green eyes stare deep into yours once again. You notice a few lingering tears in her eyes. Thoughtfully, you reach out your hoof and very gingerly whisk them away from her. Applejack's smile grows. The sorrow fades from her eyes, and a very promising and joyful expression takes its place. So you would consider yourself lucky to have me, huh? She questions you with a slick smile. You nod in reply. Of course. Then come here, she beckons to you. You move closer to her. There is an intent look of passion in her eyes. She places her hooves around you and softly whispers your name and tenderly says, I want you. Right now.
Damn.
We should have cliffhanged it here.
We should have clipped it in here. It would have been beautiful.
Yeah, it would. Oh well. Beggars can't be choosers.
Damn right.
You
This guy's a lucky motherfucker, though.
Yeah. You place your hooves around her. A big smile forms on your face, and you gaze deep into her green orbs. Applejack, I want you too, you confess, though the look in her eyes tells you she already knows that.
You know, you should be working. You know, you're on the job. You know, sex on the job gets you fired.
Applejack moves her mouth right up to yours. You can feel her warm breath fall against your face. Without saying another word, she presses her lips firmly against yours. You feel a rush of exhilaration surge throughout your body. This kiss is even better than the last one. Her passions seem to increase tenfold in a very short amount of time. She moans softly as your kiss continues. Her lips remain locked against yours. You can tell this won't be a short kiss. Losing control and losing yourself in the sensation, you hear a series of soft muffled moans emerge from your own mouth. Then you notice her lips part and you realize she wants this to evolve into an open mouth kiss.
Ooh.
Happy to oblige, you part your lips. Your tongues meet for an enticing union. At first you are both a little hesitant, but then the fires of passion fuel your resolve. In moments you find the two of you are really enjoying this. You feel her hooves pull you closer, and you respond in kind. After a few moments, your mouths separate, your eyes meet with hers, and you smile at each other. Lance sakes, that was wonderful, she expresses. I know, you quickly agree. All you have done is deeply kiss Applejack, and your body already feels wonderful. There's a pleasant, warming sensation tingling throughout your body. You can feel your heart pounding in your chest. This feeling is only augmented when you take another look into her eyes. She smiles at you and points her head in the direction of a nearby tree. There is a large patch of soft grass along its submerged roots. Giving her a silent nod, you make your way over there. Upon arriving, she directs you to have a seat. You lower yourself onto your rump and carefully drape your tail along the side of the grass. Then you part your legs into a V position. Naturally, Applejack can now see your excited masculinity, but her eyes only seem to grow more excited because of it. Okay. There we go. She moves closer to you. There is a sweet expression on her face. Applejack reaches her hooves up and removes her trademark cowpony hat. Smiling at you, she gently crowns you with it. Then she remarks, "That looks good on you." She actually put her hat on him.
Mm.
"But why did you?" you ask, giving her a quizzical face. She giggles at you. "Well, I needed to take that off so I could do this," she replies, now using her hooves to loosen her hair tie. Then she lets it drop gracefully to the ground, then then giving her head a gentle shake, her long blonde mane flows freely in the breeze created by her movements.
Yeah,
Your eyes widen as you take in the sight of her hair no longer confined. Somehow this simple change has increased her beauty and made her even more softer and more feminine. But it appears she's not done yet. Applejack curls her tail over and unties her ribbon, holding it in place. It too drops to the ground, allowing her beautiful tail to flutter freely back to her flank. Your mouth drops open as she positions herself above you, gingerly sitting in your lap. "What is it, Sugar Cube?" "Oh, I get it. You like what you see, don't you?" she asks, flaunting her mane at you.
That has to be hot, you know. If you get like the farmer girl with the hair tied up and then she just lets it down.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
"Oh my goodness, yes. Applejack, you're so beautiful," you declare in a loving voice. She blushes at your flattering words. "Oh, shucks. That's mighty sweet of you, Bucky," she replies. You smile at her, and even the thought crosses your mind. "Applejack, I just realized I've never seen you with your hair down. Even before I came to work on your orchard a few times I saw you, you always had your mane and tail tied." You know, taking a gasp, a solid look at her. "Did you do this for me?" She nods. "Of course I did it for you, silly. I don't let my hair down for just any pony, nor do I let them wear my hat either," she states boldly. A smile forms on your face in gratitude. You reach out your hoof and draw her in for another kiss. You are letting her know you've had enough talk and you're ready if she is. She moves around you and she adds to your deepening kiss. Then you reach out your hoof and softly run it against her surprisingly soft mane. Despite her being very active pony, her hair does seem to be rather well kept. The texture feels amazing as against your furry appendage.
That's probably Rarity's fault that her hair is so well kept.
Yeah. Your eyes open wide as you begin to feel her move her hoof across your chest. Slowly she begins to run it down across your belly, slowly approaching your raging stallionhood. You sit in total awe as your kiss ends. Your anticipation grows until you feel a shocking jolt up your back. Her hoof has made contact. You always wonder what her touch would feel like. Shivers of pleasure race across your body as she moves her hoof to your smooth and sensitive underside. And she has begun tenderly caressing you. Each stroke makes you gasp softly. Not wanting this wonderful mare to feel left out, you move your left hoof down to her waiting loins. Gently you begin tracing her curves. Her body reacts slightly as you hear Applejack sigh contently. You gently move your hoof along her crease and notice her moistness has grown considerably. A rush of excitement rolls over you. As much as you want this to happen, a nagging feeling comes to mind. You detest yourself from breaking the moment, but you look at Applejack and ask, "Do you really want to do this? I mean, go all the way?" She stops her hoof and looking at you with a thoughtful smile. "Of course I do. I thought you knew that. Unless... Is something bothering you?" Applejack remarks. "Well, yes and no. It's just... Do you want to risk getting pregnant?" you ask her. She chuckles at you for a moment. "Is that what you're worried about?" You nod thrice. She places her free hoof on your shoulder. "Relax, Bucky. I'm on the safe end of my cycle. There's no need to fret," she explains. You feel a sense of relief from her words. Once again, she's displaying that intelligence of hers.
I just gotta ask you before we continue. Do you know what that means?
Yes, her heat cycle.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure you knew what that meant. I wanted to, because if you didn't, I was going to explain it to you.
No, I know. She's on the safe end of her heat cycle.
Kind of wish real women were like that.
And to think her last Italian
just
friend
kidding.
had the
I'm
nerve.
just kidding. I'm so kidding. I'm so sorry if I offended anyone. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to say that. I'm just kidding.
And to think her last stallion friend had the nerve to call her stupid and uneducated. Only a truly clever mare could have learned to understand her own body. You smile at her. Applejack, you're as smart as you are beautiful, you profess, running your right hoof along her soft mane. Aww. Applejack lightly utters your name, then resumes lightly stroking you. Waves of pleasure begin surging through you. Sighing heavenly, you continue caressing her sensitive area. Your hoof bumps into a little nub at the top of her mound. Tenderly, you begin massaging it. Applejack's hoof stops, and you hear her release a series of rhythmic moans as her body begins to twitch under your touch. You continue to rub her sensitive tip, adding just a little more speed. Her breathing begins to deepen as you hear gasp after gasp leave her now open mouth. Seriously, turn the timer off. We don't need it anymore. This is going to be the last part.
Oh, okay, I'll turn it off. Anyway, sorry.
Suddenly, you feel her hoof begin to caress your stallionhood again. Looking at the expression on her face, you can see she wants to make you feel just as good as you're making her feel. She leans up and gives you another tender kiss on the lips. Your right hoof continues to touch her mane as your lips share a fiery passion burning within both of you. As your lips part, you notice your left hoof has become quite damp. Glancing down, you can see she should be ready, and it's a good thing too. You aren't sure how much more of her stroking you can stand. Your member feels incredibly pleasant and warm, but you even have your limits. Thankfully, you have plenty of stamina left for the main event.
Oh God.
You both look up to her. You look up into her gorgeous eyes one more time. She looks back at you, still smiling. "I'm ready," she announces. Those words are music to your ears. You are going to do the one thing you've only dared to dream about with Applejack. Placing your hooves along her cutie marks, you help lift her up and bring her closer to your hungering loins. You feel her dampen crest and brush against the underside of your towering masculinity as she moves into position. It feels amazing and only adds to your increasing desire for her. Keeping your eyes focused on hers, you can see she both yearns and hungers for you as well. If this is a dream, you pray you never awaken from it. Her marehood comes to rest at the top of your spire. Applejack's eyes are still glued to your face. A tender expression forms on her face, and she says, "Please, Bucky, I need you." Damn.
Damn.
"Of course, Applejack," you reply softly. Carefully, the tip of your shaft parts her delicate petals and begins to enter. You can feel her sliding slowly up inside of her. Thunderous waves of blissful pleasure rip across your body as you feel the wonderful sensation of entering her sacred place. This feeling is greatly augmented when you hear the pleasured sighs and quiet moans of her reaction to your entry.
Oh man, this is awesome. What?
That's all I just wanted to say.
It is. It's awesome.
That's why I did that, because I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, sorry.
That's why I was like,
I'm an idiot, I know.
The hooves of her hind legs rest along the ground, hanging over your back legs. She begins to move on you, first pulling herself up, then softly falling back down. Not wanting her doing the work alone, you keep your upper hooves on her cutie marks and guide her movements, adding your strength to the lift along with her motion. Applejack continues moving on her. You lean forward and begin planting a series of kisses along her neck and chest. Then you move to kiss her cheeks, and finally you lock your lips with hers. Your kiss quickly deepens. The movement continues between the two of you as your mouths join your merged loins in a majoring exchange of raging passion.
Yeah.
You can only hope she feels as amazing as you do. Your senses seem to be working to the point of overload. Never can you recall feeling so much pleasure. Your lips part following your deep kiss. Taking a look at this beautiful mare, you notice her eyes close and her head tilts backwards. You can feel her body twitch and tremble as a series of moans and sighs begin to escape from her mouth. You join her in closing your eyes and allowing your head to drift upward. You can feel the excitement mounts around you as around the point of your heavenly union. Your muscles begin to feel weak, and you both fall back against the trunk of the sturdy apple tree. Even as her speed increases, you can hardly believe how tender the union between your bodies feel.
God damn.
It wouldn't seem like she doesn't enjoy. It seems like she doesn't like it overly rough, which is just fine with you. Applejack embraces you with her hooves and lightly taps you on the shoulder. You lower your head and manage to force your eyes open as your heart rate and breathing continue to rise. She stares deep into the windows of your soul, with every gasp and moans of pleasure fleeing her mouth. She still manages to give you a calming expression. Then both of you feel a strong sensation beginning to build within your bodies. Your eyes widen as you look at her. She nods as her head, she nods her head, then her movement begins to really pick up. Her moans become a bit louder and her breath continues to grow shallower. Your hooves continue to move in time with her bucking hips, aiding her motions. Your body feels like it's going to melt as you begin to struggle for breath.
You know what would suck at this moment? Fucking if Big Macintosh walked in.
Oh, please don't have him walk in and kill the moment.
Oh, he would kill him, not the moment. He would kill him.
Yeah. Well, what about Granny Smith, like you said, her hold on heart, coming with a shotgun? I can do it to my granddaughter. I'll kick your ass. I remember you said that, and I quote.
Yeah, I know. Granny Smith would probably come out with a shotgun and be like, "You're dead. I'm gonna fuck you motherfucker. Get the fuck you fired." No,
yeah. A few moments pass, and you finally feel her body contort and twitch forcefully. Applejack lets out a very loud moan of pleasure as you feel a powerful dampness along your spine. I came! The sound and feeling surrounded by her take you over the top of her and take you over the top with her in your wild throes of bliss. You feel a powerful warmth explode from within you as you burst out into her. I came! You each let out a series of pleasured moans, almost trying to outdo one another. Time almost seems to freeze as you both become lost in the blissful serenity of that culminated moment. They came. You can never resist saying that, can you?
I can't. It's just too funny.
Yeah, in case you don't know, he got that from Gonzo Stubbs of Princess Molestia.
I did, and I use it in almost every one of our club picks.
Yeah, he does. The two of you struggle to regain your breath as you slowly come down from the unbelievable release that occurred between you two. Even as you both gasp for air, your eyes still manage to meet. You both share a series of short kisses as the embers of passion still burn within you. Slowly your heartbeat begins to beat slower and your breath returns. She topples to the grassy carpet of the orchard, bringing you with her. At some point your bodies separate. You are both now laying side by side. You are now both laying beside each other. Applejack moves closer to you as you both remain on the ground. There she looks at you with a loving smile, and you do your best to return her gaze. She whispers your name. That was wonderful, she expresses, still lightly panting for breath. Running a hoof along her golden mane. I know. You were wonderful, Applejack. You profess affectionately. A strong warmth still burns within your heart as you gaze upon her. She leans in closer and kisses you again. Boy howdy, I think you'll make one fine lover, Applejack remarks. Your eyes widen with joy as you look at her intently. Applejack, do you mean it? You ask eagerly. She giggles at you softly. Of course I do, she replies, running her hoop along a portion of your mane sticking out from under her hat.
That's so cute.
While you were bonded with her, you had almost forgotten you had her hat on your head. It was an honor to wear it, but all you really cared about was being so deeply intimate with the mare of your dreams.
I want to read this part right here.
Okay. Then you quickly recall the events of that day leading up to this moment.
Gee, to think this all started when I caught you pissing. Your remark.
Why did you want to read that?
Because I wanted to say I wanted to say pissing. It says peeing, but I wanted to say pissing because it just sounds funnier. Barrels.
Yeah. I never thought your day would turn out quite like this, she admits. You place your hooves along her and pull her close. I'm just glad I got to spend such a wonderful time with you, Applejack, you speak fondly to her. Oh, Bucky, you're sweet, she remarks with a giggle. You grin lightly at her as you let out a yawn. She quickly does the same. While that was incredibly fun, you feel rather exhausted now. Oh my, I could go for a quick nap, you speak.
What about the orchard? What are you gonna tell Big Macintosh when you come home with two buckets filled with apples? What happened, you guys?
We were fucking
stuff.
We fucked. You grin light. Okay, I read that.
Yeah, sorry.
I know what you mean. Well, why not? How about we take a quick nap, then we can go grab some lunch after this. We'll give these trees the bucking of their lives, she avows boldly.
Ow! Sorry.
Sounds like a plan to me. Say, do you mind if we work closer together this time?
Lols.
Of course, I wouldn't have it any other way, she responds, giving you a wink. Then you wonder about something. Oh, won't the others look for us, you ask? Nah, Big Mac and the others know they can depend on me to get my work done. And they know you're with me. Besides, they're busy with other parts of the orchard, she explains. That helps put your mind at ease. That's good to know. Say, Applejack, would you like to cuddle until we fall asleep? Aww, you propose. Sure, that'd be mighty swell. After all that caressing you did to my mane, I was hoping you'd be up for some cuddling, she expresses happily. Oh, that's so cute. The two of you, closely embracing, begin to nuzzle and gently caress each other. This was almost more than you could have ever hoped for. There you are cuddling with Applejack. You hope your heart won't suddenly burst from an overload of happiness. Then you feel that tingling within your heart. You feel so compelled to speak. Applejack, there's something my heart is begging me to say to you, but I'm not sure if it's too soon to say. Go ahead anyway, darling, she urges you as she suspects she knows what you're about to say. Applejack, I love you.
Aww.
Oh, that's sweet. She rubs her cheek along yours and softly speaks your name and says, You make me very happy. I love you too. Applejack, you utter softly. She whispers your name, then the both of you lay your heads along the soft grass, still cuddled close. A few minutes pass, and you both drift off to sleep. Even as you rest, you look forward to the time you'll spend with Applejack once you both awaken. The end.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a good story, man.
Yeah. Once again, Jadex the Shadow Knight, you know how to write stories.
Yeah, I just wish you wouldn't conclude so much urine or scat.
Anyways, that was Apple Bucking with the Beauty. Awesome fanfic. This is JTH.
Mr. Tails the Hero.
And we will see you in our next fanfiction reaction, because get this, he's hanging out with me all day, and he's spending the night here.
Yeah, might as well. Fuck it.
Yep, so we'll be doing more fanfiction reactions later on, so stay tuned, there's more to come. You keep the sonic screwdriver going, and I will do this.
My eyes are